Right. And so the recording is on, and this means that I'm super happy to say hello to both of you, Max and Karan. So we are starting the Milestone-based think tank series with you guys. Congratulations with being the first one. Unlike many other podcasts, the focus of this series is on the education and the knowledge that is up to date and useful for the entrepreneurs, as can be heard and seen from the experts. For every milestone-based think tank, we are inviting the experts to provide the feedback, and this will be reused for the future generations of beautiful companies in the space. And before we delve into like the focus topic of this think tank, I think many in the audience would love to know who are these people and what their background is like, so that we would love to listen to their advice and why what they say is so important and valuable. I would like to first ask Massimiliano to introduce himself. You're an expert here. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure to join you. Yes, I go by the name of Max. I'm the investment manager at Blockchain Ventures. I've been with them for 3 years now, approximately. I left the banking industry where I've been working for 7 years to join the blockchain space, as I was very interested in the possible evolution of the space. So many stuff, like so many things going on. It's great to be part of this movement. And Blockchain Ventures, for those who don't know, is venture capital that focuses on early stage projects. And we are always happy to hear more about interesting projects such as Untrade.
Nice, thanks. Karan, how about you?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ian, for having me here. It's a great opportunity for us. Getting into the first episode of Think Tank by Milestone, it means a lot. So, yeah, I'm Karan Sharma. I'm the co founder and chief operating officer at Zelta Labs. So, Zelta Labs is basically a blockchain development and consulting company based out of Jaipur. We earlier started as a service-based company in 2020, but later, after a year of experience, we moved to the product-focused thing. Currently, we are building two products. One is Untrade, the trading automation platform, as we all know, and the other one is a Web3 gaming platform, which is live. So that's about my company and about me. I got into the blockchain industry somewhere around 2018, where our CEO, Mr. Ayush, and he's my childhood friend as well. So he was the one who drove me into this blockchain and cryptocurrency realm, and he was the one who pushed me into it. So yeah, I'm very thankful for him for that. That's about me.
In this industry the most, and if you had a superpower, what would you like to change in the industry? That's the two questions for every one of you. Let's start with you, Max.
Well, if I had, let's say, one superpower, if I had to only pick one, well, that would be to absolutely increase the level of transparency that the blockchain offers to us. I think we can do so much yet in order to become more and more transparent, show people that there's nothing to be afraid when adopting our technology. And I believe that we have all the tools and all the instruments. It's just a matter of be willing, like, to do some like big steps such it is. And I'm pretty sure that it's just a matter of time, but we'll get there. So we need a superpower just to accelerate the process.
Cool. Karan?
Yeah, so if I had a superpower like that, I won't go long back, but yeah, I'll definitely go like a year and a half back. And if I could change, I would definitely change Ethereum going to POS.
Nice. Why that?
Because it isn't that distributed as it was in the proof of work consensus. That's what I feel personally.
Interesting. So you're for the true decentralization, which I like.
Exactly.
Cool. Now, if I had a superpower, I would probably make more decision makers in the financial world technically savvy, and I would make Solidity easier to understand for people, so that more and more people would realize that they can actually code all different everyday life use cases in Solidity, and maybe transact with their kids via the smart contracts to incentivize some behaviors and establish trust between different business entities and what have you. I think it would also, as you guys have mentioned, especially you, Max, it would raise the level of the transparency and the understanding by the general public that Web3 and the cryptography technology behind this is all about the transparency and establishing the trust through the scientific and mathematical methods and expressions versus having to trust the promises that may come true or not. And that is what actually got me into Web3 back in 2017. So returning back to my introduction, I it's very hard for me to answer the question who I am, what I do, because I do many things. First of all, managing the fund, Mempool Ventures, being the fund manager. We are always like very hands-on with the companies and are helping them. Secondly, the acceleration and advisory services to Web3 and AI companies. And how I got into space is through the venture building. So I have been and am the software kind of developer, but I'd say more like software in architect and like product manager. My superpower has always been the ability to listen to like what businesses need and what their problems are, and then matching the technology to the real life problems, because that is all also something that is like happening in the tech from time to time, is the technology is being built for the product that does not really exist or is not identified by the technology yet. So moving into the educational piece of the think tank, why don't we start with understanding what Untrade is, and maybe Karan, you would be willing to give us the quick rundown on your pitch deck and the technology you have built, the product that you have shipped.
Definitely, I'd love to. So if you'd allow, I'd like to present my screen. So we'll start. So here's presenting Untrade to you. We go by the motto trade without trading. So that's what Untrade is in a nutshell. So what is Untrade? Untrade is basically a AI-based algorithmic trading automation platform. So there's too many complex words in a single sentence, but yeah, in this presentation, I'll try to make things easier for the users as well. So when we talk about Untrade, Untrade is not just a single product, but a combination of two-faced applications. One is an investor side app, which goes by the name Untrade, and the other is a trader side app and panel for no-code algo traders and portfolio managers to manage their client accounts. So these are the two-faced platform realities of Untrade. One is an investor-focused thing, and the other is a trader side thing. We'll delve deeper into the features of it in the coming presentation. So, what is the problem that Untrade is trying to solve? When we started our research back in 2022, we were facing many personal issues in trading. There was complexity. We didn't have access to advanced strategies. We heard that there are algorithmic trading going on throughout the globe, but yeah, we didn't have access to it, nor did the people around us. And whenever we did try to trade, we were trading in foam. So all these things came out to be a problem statement for us, and for solving all these things, we came up with a solution, which is Untrade. So Untrade helps you simplify trading. You can easily discover and apply pro strategies with ease. for the trader side of things, we are coming with a no-code AI platform for algo development. And the investors on Untrade, they can also leverage top proven traders who will be listed on the investor side app of things. So that is the solution that Untrade is providing. If we talk about the target audience, whom are we targeting? The year, I guess it's only just 4 segments that we're targeting, but who doesn't like making money? So we'll basically be targeting beginner traders, busy professionals who work 9 to 5, don't have time for taking care of their portfolios, even experienced traders who are like trading manually, but yeah, they want to seek automation and they want to create algorithms which can ease their trading experiences. And lastly, we'll be targeting long-term investors. So all these 4 segments comprise our target audience. Then we move to the features of the investor side of things. So we have like multiple features. I'll just start with the flow of the app so that it becomes easier for the users to understand what we have built. So a user can easily come on the Untrade app, download, sign up with email or mobile number. Then he has to get an invitation code because our app is invite only for now. So after entering the invite code, he can get into the app, get his subscription live. And once he's done that, he can sync his exchange account. So right now we are integrated with Binance as the first exchange partner. The user can just create his API keys on the Binance app and give us the trading permissions. So the best part of Untrade is the funds of the user lie securely into their own exchange account. And we get only the permissions to trade. So once he's done that, once he's done with the API binding thing, he can go to the bot sections or the mentor section, and he can select which all algos are performing good. Are there any good portfolio managers whose analytics are really good? And likewise, depending upon the analytics, the user can take same trading decisions. So that is like Untrade investor side app in a nutshell. With these things, we have also provided a loss recovery feature called Delta. So we are not charging any commissions when the users make losses, and until we make the portfolio of the user go into profit, we won't be charging anything. So we've integrated features like that. Other than that, we have a robust ambassador referral program. So the subscription fees that we're charging goes majorly into the referral scheme. So it will be like a very helpful thing to incentivize the early users getting on the platform. Moving ahead to the trader side of things. So this part is not developed yet. This is under development. We are done with the development of manual trading capabilities. So the user on the trader side app will have like multiple things to do. He can either trade manually and manage multiple portfolios, like say 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 of investor portfolios from a single panel. Other than that, if he wants to like create his own algo and be free from the trading complexities, he can, with the use of simple English prompts, he can definitely create a code patch of the algorithm that he wants to trade with. So for example, he can just type out if the EMA 7 makes a crossover with EMA 15 or 25, and the next candle hits green, buy BTC. As simple as that, he types and there's a code patch that the app generates. He can run backtest on the code patch generated by the app. If he finds that his strategy is looking good on the backtesting data, with a single click of binding the exchange API, he can start front running his own algo that he has built and see how it is performing in the actual market with live money. So that is like the trader side of things that we have planned and we are working on. Other than that, once he's reached a threshold, the traders reach a threshold and he's performing really well, he can be listed on the investor side app of Untrade, where he'll be exposed to the investors and investors can see his analytics and likewise start syncing their APIs with him. And when the investor does that, trader has got the freedom to choose his own tailored commissions. So these are the trader side of things. What is the use case of Untrade? Untrade app can be used for automated trading, algo trading. Our trading engine is so efficient that we can even use is for HFT. So there is a strategy on Renko which is working on 5-10 minute candles. So it is like giving like 10 to 15 trades a day. So definitely Untrade can be used for HFT as well. And lastly, for crypto portfolio management. So we like notice there are multiple Telegram groups, multiple portfolio managers operating who are managing like 20, 30, 40, up to 100, 500 people's portfolio. But they don't have like a robust solution where they can manage everything at a single place. So Untrade can be used for that part as well. If we move to the market size, so the total addressable market is the users on centralized exchanges for now, as we haven't integrated any decentralized infrastructure into the application. But yeah, if we talk about the trading, daily trading volumes of the top 5 exchanges, because that is what we'll be targeting at, we'll be targeting to get a chunk of that share. So Binance was at 3.67 billion 2 months back. So now with the onset of the bullish sentiment into the market,
Yeah.
we've been seeing we've been seeing like great volumes coming down. So yeah, these numbers are just numbers. It will skyrocket in the coming 12 to 18 months. So moving to the competitor analysis. So two of the competitors that we've identified are Mudrex and Westenda. Both are funded companies. Mudrex started as a algo creation platform initially, but now they've switched their revenue model to a fixed 10% annually and multiple indexes. So if we talk about the empowerment of traders, Mudrex is right now not doing that, but yeah, they're managing the customer portfolios at large through their indexes. If we talk about Westenda is empowering traders with giving them the tools, proper tools to create algorithms, test algorithms, run backtest on them, but still they don't have like the front running capabilities which we are working upon right now. So this is the competitor analysis of Untrade with Westenda and Mudrex. Moving ahead to the revenue streams that Untrade and we as a team are targeting at. So the major revenue stream for Untrade would be the exchange commissions. So right now we are partnered with Binance under their API and link broker program, and we've started getting rebates on the volume that we are generating. So 2 weeks back, we've partnered with Bybit as well, but we haven't integrated that on the platform. So we'll be getting commissions from all the exchanges. So that will be the major chunk of our revenue stream. The second major revenue stream would be portfolio management commission. So this set of commission would be coming from the in-house algos or in-house portfolio management services that our trading desk is providing. So we have this trading desk set up in our office in Jaipur, wherein quant and algo traders from top tier institutes of India are regularly working to provide a robust and good trading framework for the audience. So this set of commission will be coming from the in-house algos. So the next is profit commission from traders. So whenever a trader is earning any commissions from their clients on our app, we'll be charging a small commission from that. And the last stream of revenue is subscription fees. So there's a mandatory $150 activation fees for the Untrade app, but almost 70 to up to 90% of the subscription fees amount, it is going back to the ambassador referral program that I mentioned to incentivize the users. So that is why we've kept the subscription fees at the last, because it is stream regularly there will be money flowing into it, but yeah, it will be going back to the users of the platform only. So with the app and the product that we've built, we have planned a token as well, the Untrade native token. If we talk about the token utilities, there are three major utilities that we are providing. One is the discount on activation and commission fees. So whenever the user is paying with our native token, he'll get a flat 10% discount on the activation as well as subscription. The other is the tiered referral system reward. So the referral system ambassador program that I mentioned about the subscription, even it works for the commission part of things as well. So after the Untrade token is launched, after the token generation event, the tiered referral system will start working on the basis of the number of Untrade tokens held by the person in their in-app wallet. So if a user is in tier 1 and he's holding for say 10,000 Untrade tokens, if he wants to level up his tier to tier 2, he'll start holding 15,000 tokens, and in return to it, he'll be getting, like, if he's getting 30% on the activation fees, he might get up to 40% when he elevates his tier to tier 2. And the third major token utility is profit sharing. So we've integrated this profit sharing mechanism wherein Like if a user holds X amount of tokens for a certain threshold period of time, he'll be getting the opportunity to claim the tokens from the profit commission, which is going into the reward pool. So this is the major token utility of Untrade token. Moving on to the token economics, 25% is kept for rewards. I haven't mentioned vesting here because it was too large to mention, but yeah, it is there in the white paper. I'd like to mention it for you. So these rewards, 25% of the rewards pool every quarter after the token generation event, only 2% of this total reward pool will go to the rewards and airdrops for the users of Untrade. And to maintain like the to keep on replenishing this pool regularly, we have integrated moving 10% of the Untrade's platform revenue to this reward pool every quarter so that the reward pool doesn't dry up early. So the next allocation is for partnerships. We've kept 8% for partnerships with 10% unlock on TGE, followed by a 24-month vesting. 11% is for the team, which is with a 36-month cliff, almost 3-year cliff. So this is followed by a 24 months of vesting. This shows that we are like committed to do this, and we are very confident on the product. And for the next 5-6 years down the lines, we'll be working day and night to get the product in the hands of users. After that, we have the seed and private round, which will be releasing 10% on the TGE, followed by a 3-month cliff and 18 months of vesting. 2% is for advisors, 11% for marketing, 4% for public sale, 7% for development and operations, and 10% we've kept for the liquidity pool. So that's the token economics that we've planned. If we talk about the roadmap, we are right here in Q4, and we are live on Android with our Untrade app, and we've released a couple of algorithmic trading strategies which are already generating alpha. We started back in Q1 of 2022. We've reached here, and we plan to release the trader side no-code AI builder and the strategy builder platform by the end of 2024. We'll deep dive into the roadmap when we speak about the milestone-based platform, right? So I guess that would be a good time to delve into the roadmap. Yeah. So if we talk about the achievements till now, we've developed a manual trading panel for portfolio management service. So the trader side of app, which we are planning to build, it is already, the web app is already built. We just have to like work on the UI UX and get it into a native app for iOS and Android. So I guess by Q2, we'll be able to do that. Other than that, we have integrated 3 market options. We've onboarded Binance as the first exchange partner. The investor side app is live on Android. We are soon getting live on iOS as well. We have 3 in-house algo strategies live, which our quant traders have built. And in the month of October, we have started like gaining traction, and we've onboarded some beta users, some friends and family users, and got an AUM of $300,000 from them. So the founding team, that's me, Karan Sharma. I'm the co-founder. Ayush Ketan is our founder and CEO. Naveen is the director of engineering. He takes care of all the tasks done by a CTO. Harsh Bhadoria, he's the man behind the trading desk. He leads the trading desk of all the quant and algo traders, as well as the research analysts who are working on market research. Rahul Bhatia, he's the CMO. He takes care of marketing. He's an ex-Binance and ex-GameStarter. Abhishek Tiwari is the head of product and strategy. He's an ex-Microsoft, ex-FlitPay. So that's about the team. And moving on to the funding request. Here's the funding request. We are seeking 10 million in early stage financing. We haven't raised any funds till now. The team has invested more than $850,000 in the development plus operational part of things. So this investment has been done solely by our CEO Ayush. And we believe that this round of financing will last for 24 months. So as I said, like as I did put the vision out, what we are planning to build, the AI side of things. So basically this funding will be used for the development of product. expanding the right team that we need to achieve the product that we are planning to build, and for marketing expenses to get the early users on board on the investor side of things so that we can keep the momentum growing. So yeah, that's it from my end. I'd be like happy to answer all the questions that you have.
Do you want to go first? Because I did make some notes for sure, so I'll follow on.
Absolutely, I would be glad to start off. So, Karan, thank you very much for the very comprehensive presentation. Definitely super interesting. I would honestly start off with a very straightforward question about the potential competitors, right? So we've seen many different protocols now launching, say, trading and artificial intelligence combined. So my very first question would be, where do you believe, well, how do you believe your app stands out from competitors? Where do you see the added value for users in using Untrade instead of other protocols? And how do you want to preserve your added value and stay at the forefront of innovation, let's say, in your segment, even when other, let's say, protocols or artificial intelligence models, maybe based on more famous players, will start appearing on the market?
Right. So yeah, I'd be like very happy to answer this. So the core values that our team is working on, not just Untrade, Zelta Labs as a whole, the core values that our team and we personally believe is user first. So we want to create products or like solutions which will definitely give value back to the end user who's using the product. It's not just for us to make money out of it. It's if we are very aligned, our entire team is aligned to it. If we are focusing on giving it out to the user, we are building it for the user, then definitely it is the user who will be benefited from what we are building. And if we are not focused towards that, I don't think there's any sense building it. So that is what, like, our core values are something which makes us stand out from all our competitors. We are very much aligned and we are confident that we are building it for the people and we will definitely help them out to reach their financial goals.
Absolutely. So building on top of what you were just mentioning, I've seen on Twitter that you are very active in trying to educate users by, say, explaining certain strategies, trying to help them out, especially if they're maybe beginners or they're not very professional in the approach to trading, right? So do you believe this kind of education could be actually one of the added values in Untrade, maybe even by guiding in-app the users when moving their first steps?
Exactly. So we are currently working on that only. Before the product launch, we'll be working on all the tutorials going live, including the app usage tutorials as well as trading related tutorials. We'll be coming up with short trading plans like what SMAs are, what EMAs are, so that the user understands what he's actually betting his money on. If he's following a certain strategy, he should know what the strategy is doing, right? So we'll be working on tutorials for all those sections as well, so that the user is informed where his money is actually going. So I guess that approach will set us apart and will help the users to understand and connect to the product in a better way.
Sounds great. Yeah, maybe one other question from my side, and then I'll drop the mic to you.
Feel free.
I'm very interested in exploring more this concept of how you differentiate from your competitors. So many of the projects that are trying to, say, combine artificial intelligence and trading are mainly equity projects, while instead you've adopted a different structure. You've adopted a token model. I think the token models are maybe the biggest innovation that we are moving forward with in the Web3 space. So what do you see as the added value of incorporated token into the platform for users? What made you think that it was better to structure a token model instead of going with simple equity?
Yeah. So token is something which gives the user access to own the share of a company. Like, if we could have gone the way with IPOs and everything, but that is a very complex process. Now with the innovation of Web3, like, it's become easier for people to get into the project, invest into them. If they trust what the company is doing, if they trust the team, they can definitely, like, okay, I've got a $2,000, I'll buy their tokens. I'm a part of their shareholding structure now, basically. So I guess that is what aligns users with the company's perspective as well. If the user or the community, it is not a part of the ecosystem, if they're not getting any benefits when the token price rises, or if it's just the equity holders who are getting all the benefits, I think that the user is not incentivized in the right manner. So that is what Web3 and tokenization of assets has solved, and that is what that is the reason why we have involved a token into our platform. Yeah.
Absolutely. I love putting my money where in those projects I really like to use. So I totally agree. Like the tokenomic, the token model is a superior, and it's one of the greatest innovation in Web3. So thank you very much. Ian, back to you.
Yeah, thanks, Max, and thanks, Karan, for the fantastic page. I know you both virtually and in real life, and I know that in online you are very focused on detail. And once you've presented your roadmap on milestone-based platform for the first time, I was really shocked and impressed with like the level of detail that you have put in there, especially in terms of what you guys have already done. Yeah, and that is something that every investor wants to understand, like what has been done so far. And then you also have this great energy when people meet you in person. They're like, wow, like this gentleman is just so energetic and like full of energy and plans and everything. So really lovely how you combine the two different some sub personalities within yourselves. Great job. Now, speaking of the presentation itself, I would love to suggest a few items where I would make it like more personal to the listeners. First of all, I think it would be great for everyone to get to understand how massive the liquidity trend is going to be moving forward. Yeah, so like if you were able to show the historical charts, getting us like a century back and showing how small the market was overall, yeah, and where it's heading right now. Now the challenges that we as a society have with the modern shifts are such that we as a humanity will need to find the new way of like uh, fair split of the resources and fair split of the results of our work as the civilization. Yeah, because with what is coming with AI and automation of work, they are predicting that 2 to 3 years from now, like half of the work may not be needed to be done by humans any longer, and the question will arise: how do we fairly like split the resources that come out of the automated work? Yeah, and how do the people who potentially have lost the jobs will have access to those wages? And one of the options for that would be the liquidity in the market. So let's give everyone more time. Let's have people potentially like employed part-time. Let's get them more educated about the automation, but then their ownership will be through the liquidity in the markets. And that's why the fact that you're doing the educational job on Twitter is so phenomenal, because people need it. They may not realize it, but in the future, the liquidity is going to be potentially the main way for them to get um, to get some like ongoing uh, returns or income into their household altogether. Of course, the universal basic income will come at some point of time, but it will take a while for that. Meanwhile, I think the trendsetters, people who are really devising on the future of the humanity, they are betting on the liquidity in the markets as a way for people to get the income as a substitute to the potentially lost job. Now, next, I like that you have a no fees policy when it is in the loss. Living here in Abu Dhabi, I'm talking to plenty of like large fund allocators who allocate to the fund managers, and they are key struggle or wane is that like, oh, like you, the fund managers, are basically just willing to live off the management fees. You may not care about the carry fees because you're getting the man fees, yeah. And I love how you're aligning the interests of your company and the users through waiving the fees if the position is in loss. I like the team cliff. The fact that it is long, it shows your dedication to the project, of course, as well as the fact that you've put up to 1 million of your own funds. Is speaking of the team, which I think is a fantastic mix, I would also like share a little bit more about like how long you guys have been together, and if you have been through like ups and downs in the past, that will instill more trust into the team and its dynamics. Now, I know we've had this conversation before. Speaking of the 10 million ask, and we had asked you in the past, like, what were you planning to spend the 10 million on? Yeah, and you're thinking of creating a lot of like marketing movement, which I understand. But where I find challenge is that you have not, to my knowledge, run the marketing tests that give you the data upon which you can scale your marketing machine. So without showing this marketing model to the investors, it will be a little bit hard to defend the $10 million mark versus, say, if you raised up to $1 million or $2 million right now, partially to build and prove, battle test the marketing framework, and then scale it from there by raising more capital. That is how I would do this. Now, lastly,
Something
sure, Mike.
very quick on this here. I will absolutely agree with you. And to elaborate on that, what I would suggest from an investor point of view is address the famous question: what if the fundraising does not go as you expect? And out of those 10 millions, you only manage to raise, say, 3 millions. So in that case, the question would be, how do you would you adapt your roadmap in order to continue developing the project without compromising the development, let's say? So where would you cut? How would you move forward? That helps a lot, like an investor, in saying, okay, there's a plan B. If I'm the first one to put the money, but like these guys do not reach the $10 million, I know that they're still developing. Yes, maybe that we have to slow down some of the operations, but they still know how to cope with any funding problems they might encounter.
Great comment. By the way, I agree with that. Early investors always want to, first of all, understand how their like risk-taking action is rewarded with like maybe higher incentives, but also for them to understand the plan A, plan B, and so on. So my last feedback on the presentation was actually about the token and how you treat the token, because it's a very slippery territory, let's put it this way. When you are saying that your token represents the shares in the company, all of a sudden this token is a security token, and unlike the utility tokens, now you are falling into a different category. So I would definitely validate that with the lawyers and design the token in a way that it would be definitely seen as a utility token, which would give you more creativity around the token than the security token altogether. Plus, we all know that utility tokens have no issues listing on the exchanges. All the other parties are happy to work with them. And as much as we wanted to have the security tokens, because it is so obvious to actually like have the equity minted as the ERC20 standard, or other standards that are in the market, the legislation is sadly not caught up with it. Now, Karan, why don't we move forward and get to the roadmap that you have been updating via milestoneBased? We probably have 10 minutes for the roadmap review itself, after which we will jump into what you consider to be the most pressing and challenging topic, and we will focus on it as the experts to help you overcome any obstacles.
So yeah, before I guess moving to the roadmap on milestone base, there's a couple of things I think you put out as questions. So that was like about the team. How old have you guys been knowing each other? So the my co-founder Ayush and our director of engineering Naveen, we three have been childhood friends since grade three. So it's almost been like 20-25 years that we've seen together, all the ups and downs, and we are childhood buddies. So yeah, that's the answer to that. Yeah, I'll quickly move to the milestone base now.
Cool. Good to know that. Okay, you're on stage now. Yeah.
Okay. So here's what Untrade has been doing for the past 2 years. So we started with the business idea and the project research in January. We spent like almost 2-3 months doing the research, analyzing what trading platforms are, and specifically about the cryptocurrency market and the algo trading aspect of it. We went into the market depth evaluation, assessing the market size, growth trends, looking out for competitors, understanding what they are doing, what is their customer persona like, gaining insights for the strategic planning and product development. So all this part, the first 3 months, the first quarter of 2022 was dedicated for the business idea research. So once we were done with that, we went into the business analysis phase where we evaluated the business model that we are planning on. We worked on the revenue modeling and financial projections, competitor analysis, and came up with a set of dream team that we actually want to build the vision that we are seeing. So moving on to the third quarter of 2022, that is when we got very confident. Okay, this is something that we have to do. Then we started on with further research and started hiring the dream team. So there were multiple recruitment agencies that we were planning to go ahead with. We onboarded many. There were many ups and downs. Then we finally got off thought of getting an in-house HR team. So we have a very small HR team right now. There are 2 people in the HR team, which they work with external agencies as well as other agents to get the best team out of the country and globe. So our team is right now, we are headquartered in Jaipur, India, but our team is working globally. We have developers from Pakistan, Bangladesh, Philippines, some parts of Europe. Yeah, so that is something like our HR team is doing really great work out there. So the last quarter was like majorly focused on building the dream team that has like given shape to the app side of Untrade where we stand today. So this year, January in 2023, we started our development operations. We started with building the first manual trading engine for one-to-one trades, like one manual panel that the trader is placing trades on, and only one account is linked to that. So once that was done, that was sort of a technical POC for us. So once that worked out fine, we shifted to one-to-many portfolio management service. We tested out, and when I say test out, the entire testing that has been done on Untrade till now, it is done with real money. We haven't done a single thing with test money. We have been doing it with real money because this is something what we noticed, that when you're doing something with test net and when you're doing it on mainnet, there is a drastic difference in those things. So since day one, we have been like testing out the product with actual money. So major part that was done in the first month of this year was creation of product documentation, creation of a robust roadmap, and like we had to set up a company in UAE to explore the Middle East market because India being rich with the Web3 culture, with developers around here, still the regulations are not that robust. So we have to like set up a company in UAE. So that was done in the first quarter of this year. So moving on to the next quarter, that is April to June, it was majorly dedicated to outlining the MVP, what our MVP will look like, and creating a brand identity for the product. We introduced safety tools and mechanisms for fund safety. Then we worked on creating brand identity, the mobile application design. We started the development of the mobile application investor side. We did the website design. We worked on the website development. We created socials of Untrade. Though we were not actively posting then, but yeah, we did create socials and made a couple of posts to just create history. So in this quarter, we did the product and technical documentation completion, and we planned up to how we will take this complete MVP in the development phase. So outlining of MVP was done, and the sprints were decided onto what period of time and which month we'll be doing what. So this was basically what was done in the April to June period, the second quarter of this year. Then I'll go month by month since we started doing our development sprints since July. So since in July, we did the login sign up and account creation functionality, including CAPTCHA, email OTP, forget password update, PIN setup, all those things which are basic for login and sign up. All those things, all those functionalities were developed this month. Then we worked on uh, this exchange API binding functionality, wherein user can just bind his API. So when I say this about the functionality part, both the front end and back end were done at the same time. We have a dedicated team working on Untrade. So the back end engineers, front end engineers, designers, we have like separate pizza teams. So everyone is working. Whenever I say a functionality, so the backend is working on the backend part, front end guys are working on the front end part. So the user wallet creation. So this was basically so we have an in-app wallet for all the commissions and activation deductions and submissions. For that, we had to create a user wallet. So in-app wallet creation was done this time. So we had like scenario based subscription flow for onboarding via wallet. So when we like write down a product, outline it, it is not seriously possible to like take out all the possible scenarios that could happen to a user, because a user psyche is something which is ever evolving and developing, and we have to like understand it very well, and it cannot be done in a day. So there are continuous scenario updations. So these were also done in this part, and it is still going on. So these scenarios come up like every day. We do a robust research about what can be there, but yeah, there are some things which we understand according to the user behavior, the testing done by users, and then we implement changes. We also worked on the user profiling section. We developed avatars, unique user IDs for every users. So this was the development part that took place in the month of July. Then we'll move to the August sprint. So majorly, we worked on integrating 3 market type options in the August sprint. Earlier, we were just working on spot. Then we integrated USDM as well as CoinM market for trading. Also, there were other different order scenarios like open order, open position, trade history, all those getting information to and fro from Binance or the exchange, whatever it is. So, like all those interactions between the exchange, using the exchange APIs, getting data from there, matching it here, all these things were done on the back end, and the front end functionalities were also developed. Then the wallet page functionality, deduction of commissions. We did develop the wallet in the last sprint, but yeah, deduction of commissions, deposits, withdrawals, all these things were done in the August sprint. Then we worked on the FAQs and guide setup, how to use the bot. So the textual part of it is already there live on the app. But yeah, we are working on the visual and the walkthrough part of the app when a new user comes in. So that will be live in January as well. We also did work on the security functionality, like including 2FAs like Google Authenticator, biometric, or a PIN-based password. So these things we worked on August. Moving on to the September. September is the month where we got introduced to Applicature, and we started our acceleration as well. So basically, in the development side of things, we worked on AI strategies and bot systems, analytics, how to show their analytics, all those things, follow and follow functionality. Like a user is following us the X algo right now, but he wants to switch to another algo, or he wants to divide his portfolio into 2 algos. So all those things that were done in the month of September. Then we had this order history CSV download feature done. So whenever you go to the algo section and you see the order history, of what all trades this algo or the mentor has taken, you have the option to download a CSV. You can just download it, see it on your system, how it looks. So we did this feature in September. Then email and push notifications for all the mandatory operations getting done on the app. These were done on this time. Then we onboarded Applicature as our accelerator, and since then we have been getting good guidance and advice from the entire team. Then we worked on hiring the community and marketing execution team. Till this time, we were more focused towards the development side of things, but yeah, we had to plan our GTM activities. So yeah, we did plan out what all things we need, and we opened the hirings, and we have like hired a couple of marketing agencies as well for outsourcing our outreach, and we have like a set of 3 to 4 members in-house in the marketing team right now, which we are currently expanding. We identified the target audience segments. We developed a content strategy as to what we want to show to the user. We identified the user persona, what he wants, and likewise, we got the content strategy developed for it. We completed the keyword research. We developed on-site blog content strategy, and we have posted initial SEO optimized blog post on our website as well. So our website currently has somewhere around, I say, more than 80 to 100 blogs live. So our SEO team is in place, and SEO team is doing really good. Some of our keywords have started ranking as well. So that was for the month of September. If we move to October, we majorly spent the month of October into optimizing the Untrade investor side app. So we worked on the trade page delta feature. We worked on Untrade P&L calculation system. As we noticed, like the P&L that we are getting from Binance, that is not true. So Binance gives you the P&L, which is like the actual P&L happening, but they don't show it out very clearly that what commissions they are charging. You have to go to the transaction history and see like what commissions are being charged. So we made a very fair system here on the calculation of P&L side. We are showing very transparently what is the P&L, and after that we are deducting what Binance is charging commissions. We are deducting our commissions if there are any, and then comes the final P&L. So this was done in the month of October to give the user as much transparency as we can, so that the user doesn't like feel cheated. So that is what our core value is, giving value back to the end user, and that is what we are working towards it. So we worked on the data parity checker as well. We expanded the on-site blog with additional 150 blogs, promoted blog content on social media, initiated off-site SEO as well. We participated in the Future Blockchain Summit and networking events in UAE. Marketing content creative was done. This was a section which was added in the Untrade app. So users, we have this ambassador and referral program, as I mentioned. So if someone wants to give out a creative with his invite code and all, so we have a section wherein users can pick up, okay, this creative or banner is looking good, I can push it to my audience and get people on board. So like all such small functionalities we have been working on. So wallet address management system, whitelisting, deletion, this was also done. We added the privacy policy, terms and conditions, and due diligence with the business analyst of Accelerator. That was done in the month of October. Now, moving to the November sprint, we majorly worked on the backend panel for Strategy Maker. So we faced an issue like whenever we are pushing an algo, if we want to like make some different versions of the same algo, like manipulating the leverages and running the same algo with different leverage on USDM and with different on CoinM. So all those things, we were not working on that side of development, but we found it necessary to be developed. So that is when in the month of November, we started making it and we have completed it. So like if one algo is coming and we want to make like 10 variations of it, it can just be done with that panel. So that was a really helpful development, which we did in November. Then we worked on the dark and light theme and the app side of things. Then there are data parity and call execution latency issues which were there. We tried to sort many, but still data parity is something which we are working to get 100% cleared out by the month of January. Then we worked on many bot and strategy scenarios, like low balance. If there is a low balance and the user's trade is going on, what should happen? all those things, like multiple scenarios. So we worked on that. Then we promoted content on social media. We initiated offsite SEO. We onboarded marketing agency. We partnered with IIT Madras for organizing an algorithmic trading competition. So this partnership we've done in the month of November, and just this month we've organized this competition, and our team participated in it. So we've got a good exposure in the IITs of India right now. So in the month of November, we also were working with Applicature team to draft the final tokenomics and completing the white paper, pitch deck, and other business documentation. And in the month of November, we've signed official partnership with Binance for API and link broker program. So before this, we were testing out Binance APIs, but we were not getting any rebates for it because we were just testing out how the APIs work. But in the month of November, when we were like very sure, okay, Binance is working good for us, all the API calls are working very fine, let's do an API and link broker partnership. So now we've started getting rebates from Binance. So that was for November. In the month of December, the current month, we are working on internal error reporting system. So that was till now we have been working on developing the app, but yeah, there is error reporting, which is like very important. If any user gets stuck at some point of time, we should get a message like this user is stuck here, please help him. So we are working on this thing right now. We are working on Binance Fast API. We are making some architectural changes in the backend, like we are implementing Kafka servers on the Kubernetes. We are making the login architecture a bit different than the old one. Then we are updating the server metabase. Then we are creating Telegram channels for API failure alert system. Whenever the API fails to like make a call, place a trade on the Binance of any user, we get a notification on Telegram that this particular API is not functioning well right now. So all these things we have integrated on the development side. And if we talk about the marketing side, we are following the content calendar for now. We are initiating Twitter content posting and collaboration with one KOL. So that is our target for my 1 month, this month of December. And right now there's no KOL onboarded, but yeah, I think like before the end of month, we'll be closing a couple of influencers to talk about us. So increasing daily Instagram post and explore influencer partnership, conducting SEO audits. So we've been doing SEO efforts for the past 3 months. So this month we've been conducting the SEO audits, and we'll soon be getting the reports of it, and we can likewise take the next steps. We participated in the India Blockchain Week in Bangalore with other networking side events as well. Even this month I met Ian at a lunch in Abu Dhabi. So that was a great insight for me as well, meeting all those people. It was a good experience. So other than that, as I mentioned, we made partnership with IIT Madras for the Inter IIT Tech Meet. So we attended that event this month. So 2-3 people of our team were there, and they were the judges. They made someone the winner. So there were 22 teams who participated in the competition, and they've come up with good algorithms, which our team is currently refining. So I guess by the end of January, or by let's say February second week, we'll be having like 4 to 5 more good algorithms working on our platform. So we've got this from the bright minds of IIT Madras and other IITs. Yeah. So that's for December. Moving on to January, what we are planning. So the product development side, we are planning wallet locked-in balance, wallet fund security feature. There are some changes in the notifications. We'll be working on that. Changes on the email side, custom date filter for AI strategy, user PNL pages. These small features, which are really important for the user experience of the app, these will be working on in the month of January. There are some slight changes on the website end as well, some content changes. We'll be working on that. In the marketing side, we'll be working on content optimizations and engagement. We'll be onboarding KOL partnerships at full scale in the month of January, so that we are like able to get some hype for the launch that we are planning in March. Then we'll be laying out the global ambassador program in detail, and from February we'll be starting the onboarding of early ambassadors. In the operations side, we'll be working on to get the VARA approval in UAE. So currently we are just a IT company registered in UAE, but as we move towards getting like the fund management side of things, we'll be definitely applying for the VARA approval. and I guess Ian would be the best person to help me out in this. So February, we'll be doing the final testing, load sanity, automation testing, server health checks, monitoring systems, API health checks, compliance and legal checks, including the GDPR, as we'll be catering to the European audience as well. So we'll have to take care of the GDPR compliance. We'll be integrating the how-to videos. We'll be working on support system establishment. There will be a dedicated support team, which will be setting up for the users to get in talks with. Token contract development, token audit, these we are planning for February. Then we'll start working on the trader side application designs. So we've worked on the research part till now, but yeah, for the designing, we'll start in February, and post that somewhere around Q2, we'll start the development of a trader side application. So there is some research part pending on the no code algo platform as well. So as for now, the backend is live. We have integrated like 250 plus indicators and currently training the machine to work it with prompts. But yeah, there is research pending on the no code algo platform side. Once we are done with the launch of this investor side app, we'll be able to transfer some of our resources to that research part. Or if we raise a good round in January or February, we'll be able to hire more people to work on the research part as well as the development side of things. So if we get that thing straight, we'll be able to deliver earlier. Launch the Global Ambassador Program in February, and will participate in global expos and crypto events to gain traction. So there are certain events which we have already outlined where we should attend, and we'll definitely be going there before the product launch. So product launch is something which we are planning in March. If we go cut on the timelines as we are going steadily with the timelines, I think I'm very positive that we'll be able to go live with our product in March. So we'll be doing the product launch videos, PR releases on multiple platforms, KOL marketing, content optimizations, pay-per-click ads will be something which will be starting from the month of March. And maybe after a couple of months, when we figure out how the funnel is working, what is the conversion ratio, what is the cost of acquisition, if all those metrics seem good, we'll definitely be deploying more capital on the PPC side of things. Then the final product version release documentation, that is something that the product managers will give us to the stakeholders, that what the product is, everything in detail. App Store and Play Store listing. So we are already live on the Play Store ahead of our timelines. But yeah, App Store listing is something which we are aiming somewhere around March. And we are aiming to onboard 400 users. I know this looks like a bit optimistic, but yeah, with just 3-4 days of efforts, we were able to onboard 15 beta testers. So I'm very sure that we'll be able to onboard 400 users in the month of March. So that is the roadmap that we have created now. Other than that, I'll quickly brief you what we are planning for the coming quarters of 2024. So Q2 will be dedicated to the development of trader side application, as the design part will be doing in the month of February. So Q2 will be the development part of it, which will majorly be focused on the manual trading part, wherein portfolio managers can manually manage multiple portfolios. Post that, we'll be working on the no-code AI algo creation platform for the trader side app. So yeah, that's the roadmap that we have been working on right now and that we plan to achieve in the coming year. I'll be happy to answer all the questions that you have.
Max, do you have any questions?
Well, it's more of a comment than a question. So it's a very detailed roadmap. So I will not elaborate, of course, on many items. And I know that definitely user experience and development are the top priority. You want to make sure that everything is ready for whenever you'll see the first users joining waves. My suggestion would be, before launching the, let's say, Global Ambassador Program, make sure you have some successful traders aboard, so that users already see some kind of experienced trader they can copy trade. That is definitely a card that helps user acquisition. So the very first time that I interact with your platform, I already have the drive to follow some successful guys. Also, in terms of acquisition, auditing, I believe, should be a priority for the next few weeks. especially because it can take several weeks. It's far easier to onboard users if your app has been audited by names that are trustworthy. And we all know that the most famous names are not only expensive, but have like somewhat of a long queue. So you want to make sure that you can be well, you have a good timing in auditing your app. What you don't want to have is a user that gets to hear your name and then sees you're not yet audited and might either forget your name or decide you're not worth trying, right? Then I believe that acquisition and retention of the users should go hand by hand. So I believe that you have a very difficult task, which is trying to retain the different users. So I think that in September you had one task that was identifying the target audience. And of course, you decided that like you have different actors you want to target, from the beginners to the more advanced users. So in this case, it's very complicated to, let's say, work on these two segments because we all know that beginners can be easily retained when they start using your platform and they're happy with it. They usually stay, while professionals are the ones that generate more volume, but are also likely to move quickly to another platform. They're not scared of moving away, especially if they find more pricing more competitive, or let's say some other opportunities. So in this case, I believe that in the next few weeks, you should really do some, let's say, back testing of your current pricing structure to see how good your retention is in the two different segments, and if you have to adapt the pricing accordingly, maybe. Lastly, what I would suggest is, in order to onboard some advanced users and even try to understand if the pricing is competitive for them, makes sense to them, is maybe trying to get in touch with the most followed users at TradingView. I know that some of the guys that have say some thousands in following base are trying to start their own projects with AI and with their name that makes the project recognizable. So I believe that it's something that is going on. Some others might be lagging behind and actually could be interested in trying to partner with your project. So I think that is an interesting, let's say, pool where you can actually get some names aboard, and that will give you not only exposure, but let's say some trustworthiness, and definitely be a win-win situation for both you and the experienced traders that you're aiming to onboard.
That's a great insight, Max. Thank you so much. All points duly noted. And yeah, as you rightly mentioned, traders are something which will bring audience to our platform as well. So I'll share a video of the web app that we have built for traders, which they can right now use for their audiences as well. And that is what we are aiming to roll out for the trader side of things right now, as the application is not developed. Because with one trader, we expect at least 10 to 20 investors coming with them. So you're very apt on that. I huge great salute to you for bringing this out. But yeah, great insights. We're definitely working on it together. Yeah.
Max, do you have any more questions? Because I have a few.
I think that's everything from my side for the time being.
Good. So my comment would be that I assume if I ask you like what your major struggle would be, that would be fundraising, and that would be marketing. And these are really tricky because they require the excuse me, they require the proper fit between you and these counterparties. Yeah, because not every investor is your investor. Similarly, not every QOL is your QOL. So I think Max has made great points in terms of like whom to talk to. We did speak with TradingView's traders in the past. They are extremely open to try new things. There are also a few QOL names in our pocket who like run the groups of hundreds and thousands of VIP traders. So them themselves would be great ambassadors for this, but they are very picky in terms of whom they want to work with and what your technology is like. Now, getting to the actual question, where your obstacle is, and what would you like to discuss or hear from us in that area? What would that be?
So you rightly mentioned, Jan, there are two obstacles that we really see as we are facing them. One is marketing, which we're trying to figure out with Applicature team as well, and the other is fundraising. And you are there to help us with both the side of things. But yeah, we'll be like we're willing to like push the marketing efforts. We're willing to get into the GTM strategy, start our GTM activities, and yeah, we are getting very good support from your team. But yeah, majorly these are the two obstacles that we think that we are feeling and that we might face, because marketing is something, it is not necessary. If my same was worked in Binance, that might have worked for Binance, but it is not necessary that it should work for us. The same strategies don't work. So it's always a comprehensive trial and error process, I must say, like testing, A/B testing, I might say. So we have to like go through all that process, and like we need good advice from people like you, your team, Max, those who've been into the market since long, and you guys really connect to the user personas. You know what the user is looking out for. So your insights onto marketing would really like help us grow. So marketing is one thing, and the other is fundraising, because yeah, we do need funds for marketing as well as development. So those are the major two focus areas where we need help with.
To me, marketing has to be extremely lean because it's incredibly easy to burn millions and millions of dollars on marketing without getting any noticeable results. Um, and I would really focus on the like who would be the core like believers, advocates, and ambassadors of this product. Who would be these people that need it right now and they will get it right away, and then if like really grow from there. So in my point of view, these are, as Max has rightfully said, the trading view experts and traders. Those would be the hedge funds. They can be both the users and the investors in Untrade. Those could be surprisingly sovereign wealth funds because they have their own liquid strategies, and the institutions are more in favor of the liquid markets versus the private equity, for example. So I can see a lot of like shift happening towards liquidity markets, and it's fantastic news for you guys. If they are too large for you, and you will be too small for them, like that's for sure, um, that's guaranteed. But the people who are analyzing these deals for the investment for the sovereign wealth funds are also humans who are oftentimes trading on their own and are trading with their friends. I know many of these guys here in Abu Dhabi that are formally like vetting the deals that are like 50 million and up, but on the personal level, they are involved in trading in crypto and equity markets, commodities, what have you. So those would be like three major categories I would start with, and even with the KOL outreach, I know we've started doing some for you guys, and we'll be very picky about whom we work with, because not every KOL, even with 1 million followers on X, former Twitter, are actually producing results. It's incredible how picky, analytical you have to be about the partnerships with them. Uh, Great, Max. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, maybe I would agree with you that you have to be very careful when dealing with your marketing efforts. It takes very little time to burn a lot of money, and not only like it's detrimental to your project, but like whenever you're targeting the or you're reaching, let's say, the wrong people, it's totally useless, right? So I think that you operate in a segment that has a very clear advantage in terms of marketing, which is that results speak for themselves. And this is exactly the project where you can actually showcase the results, right? People that are engaging with your platform are attracted by the idea that you can make their life easier and get them results. So I believe that if the first adopters get the results that they're hoping for, well, many others will follow, because there's no better incentive for people than being able to do the same stuff that other people that are successful are doing, right? So I think that if you manage to get aboard the, let's say, the right advanced traders, and this way you obtain, let's say, some kind of echo chamber, then your outreach can grow very quickly. So I think that in this case, we can have a very successful, let's say, organic marketing process. I'm not talking about, let's say, word of mouth, but it's something different. It's showing your app works and it gets the numbers that you want to get. So I think that you should definitely spend most of the time that you're thinking of marketing in reaching the right people. As Ian was mentioning, the most experienced traders are very picky. But if you show them that you're audited, that you're behind the curtains, everything is working properly, the user experience is good, then in that case, I think that it's not going to be a problem to, say, grow fast. And it's not going to be that money consuming, maybe. But of course, like, you really want to be sure of who you're onboarding at first. So I think that's a very delicate issue. And you should put a lot of thinking into who your perfect experienced trader is.
Well, agreeing to that, let me mention that we are running to the end of this hour, and this think tank is running to its end. It's been my great pleasure talking to you, Max, and you, Karan. Thank you for your participation. It's been a good hour and a half, something that I think investors and experts need to do more often with their startups and in public, so that more and more companies get to improve their operations, their focus, their priorities. Therefore, both saving and optimizing the budgets that they are getting from the investments, but also the success rates and satisfaction from the entrepreneurial experience. With this, thanks a lot, guys. I wish you a great end of the evening and hope to hear and see you soon. Bye now.
Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.
Thank you so much for your
Bye.
time.
Thank you.